Hello and welcome back to Heads Will Roll Reforged. Alright, so we're currently in a scavenge, and the reason why I wanted to actually show you this is because we managed to get the Blackstone Ring. This is going to be extremely important for us as time goes on. Very, very important when we get into those lengthier battles, because that will reduce the amount that we need to use respite. And, well, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh, here we go. Look at this. I actually have low virtue now, by the way, because obviously I had to kill Darosh to get into the noble route. So that's what I had to do. Having an eye for dark affairs, you immediately notice that despite being heavily loaded, the caravan is practically defenseless, excluding several plump traders who are clearly not fighters. It is guarded only by a couple of goons with average at best equipment. Such meager security could probably protect the caravan from a couple of lowly thieves or poachers, but not from you. This tasty fruit is ripe for the taking. Alright, so here's the thing. I have done a little bit of research on how to get the king route. And as far as I am aware, you need to get the Sword of Justice, which is kind of what I anticipated anyway, because it is indeed a pretty, it's a pretty big focal point of a story, a story arc, story plot point, whatever you want to call it. And generally, if you have this thing, you're probably going to have a great time. You're probably going to have, a pretty legitimate claim to things. And, well, you need 70 virtue, I think, to be able to immediately get the sword without having to do anything extra for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this pass, because we want virtue increase, because at the moment I do not have very good virtue, so we'll see what we can do. How's your love affair going? Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I haven't actually done anything with Alyssa just yet. And as you can see, yeah, no, they're already telling me to go and get the sword. That is not going to happen, as you can quite clearly tell. I need 70 virtue, which is around here, and I only have 20. So, unfortunately for me, it may not happen. Oh dear. This is gonna be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so I am going to equip probably this on here. Critical strikes, I don't really mind about that too much. And I have managed to sell all of my potent medicine now, because I've been stockpiling that a great deal. And we're just going to be doing this a little bit here. I'm just going to take one medicine, because I want to try to make a couple more of those. Smoking pipe can go over there as well. There we have it. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've made it so that we have a lot of cash, or a decent amount of cash, as much cash as I could, potentially, handle. And yeah, it was a bit dicey, to be honest. It was a bit dicey getting this cash, because you need very specific amount of reputation to be able to make it worth it. Because you don't necessarily get scaling with prestige until you get to this point in the campaign. And before that, it relies on your soldier's reputation. And that's not that easy to get, at least early on. Later, it is much easier, of course. So, yeah, anyway, this is our quest. We need to immediately go and recover the Sword of Justice. That is not going to happen, unfortunately. But what we're going to have to do is we will have to go to Alyssa. I'm not sure if I can do this first. This is going to be a bit problematic. Okay, I'm going to go to Alyssa first in Greenwich. On your way to Greenwich, which is about 2 hours ride away from Dartford, you once again go through the instructions that the Prince and the Earl gave you. As per them, the young Countess Alyssa Caldwell is pretty much the only person whom her aged father trusts and listens to, which means that the quickest way to get the Count on our side is by making his daughter sympathetic to our cause. According to the plan, you are to appear at her court under the guise of a knight who has just returned from France, which luckily should not require any special acting skills on your part. News from overseas will naturally attract a fair amount of attention to your person and provide a solid reason for you to be personally presented to the Countess. After that, as the prince said, it's all on you. Okay, so as you can quite clearly tell, because we have an insane amount of prestige, I actually have I think 147 or something, which is just bonkers, but yeah, that's pretty nice. And you're immediately taken to one of the central halls where you are introduced to the Count, an elderly but still not decrepit man with a very displeased look surrounded by a large retinue. Your arrival catches him in the process of getting ready to depart somewhere. Finding yourself almost face to face with him, you do not intend to lose your chance. You're already mentally preparing to describe to him the treachery and betrayal of Lord Canterbury in the most vivid colors, and then single-handedly convince the Count to side with the prince. However, much to your surprise, the old man glances at you without even remote interest, and then says that he's already got hunting scheduled for today, and you, with whatever it is you want, can come back tomorrow. Or even better, the day after, or maybe early next week. With that said, Caldwell and his retinue depart, leaving you alone. And at that moment, when you're about to go back with nothing, she suddenly appears. Please do not be angry with my father. He had to go through many wars and intrigues in his young years, so recently he has somewhat lost interest in them, and even more so that we have plenty of our own wars and intrigues in Greenwich these days, enough for export. My name is Alyssa Caldwell. I am the daughter of the Earl of Caldwell and simultaneously the only person who maintains at least some semblance of order in here. And you, as I understand it, just got back from France? What did you say your name is? My name is Sir Depose Me. I am one of Earl Northampton's knights. We returned from the continent just a couple of days ago. Is that so? And is the war over then? So did we win? To be honest, I am not particularly aware of what is happening, and the news that reached us was for the most part extremely inconclusive and contradictory. I wouldn't mind if you told me about your exploits, if of course you have something to tell about. Starting your story with the arrival of the Royal Army in Dunkirk, you quickly realize that Alyssa indeed has a very poor understanding of the events unfolding on the continent, and therefore can hardly distinguish between truth and lies. We are going to twist the tale to make ourselves look more heroic because, as far as I am aware, and this is another one of the stipulations, I think someone actually left a comment about this as well, so thank you for that, but I also saw this somewhere else. You apparently need to get Alyssa to maximum relation with you as fast as possible, and, well, this is one way to do it, so we're going to twist the tale to make ourselves look more heroic. While briefly retelling the events of recent months to her, you allow yourself to exaggerate your own merits a little. All the successes achieved by the English were obviously possible only thanks to you, while all the failures happened only because you simply were not able to keep track of everything and be present in all places at the same time. It's ironic, but the girl seems to believe what you say, because our prestige is so high, of course. What an intriguing story. So you're a hero. It's strange that I've never heard your name before. And our relationship has indeed increased with her by a significant amount. That is a very large amount to have just from a first initial choice. However, as you see, our virtue is lowering once again. But of course, we're no longer able to do anything with that anyway, so I guess it's not too bad. Anyway, this was my first campaign. Any legend must have a beginning. Well, the beginning is really great then. The war is lost, the king is dead, and according to your words, there is a traitor sitting in London. I'm scared to even think what might happen next, even. Yes, I almost lost my voice. Wonderful. You immediately remember the prince's words about the impending threat of the Scottish army, as well as the prospect of a bloody civil war. Honestly, I have seen such a disaster only once in my life. The year before last, my father tried to marry me off to the son of the Earl of Essex, and I managed to fall off my horse right in front of the future groom when I was brought to be wooed, and right into a huge spring puddle that was. The wedding fell through naturally. The Count of Essex said that he was not going to marry a dirty girl, although I've always considered that part to be my forte. But what can you do, right? I'll have to search for a husband someplace else. Sounds like an even bigger disaster than the king's campaign in France. Very likely. Honestly, the French affairs of the king never really interested me. All these land disputes, military campaigns, and empty-headed knights don't excite me at all. Although looking at you, I'm beginning to believe that an empty-headed knight who doesn't ask too many questions is exactly what I need right now. Hey, I'll take that as a compliment. I see you obviously aren't used to talking to nobility. Anything I say to you is already a compliment simply because I'm addressing you. As for your arrival in Greenwich, then, if you indeed are who you say you are, I have big plans for you. In what sense? Over the last year, the surrounding lands have slowly but surely been descending into utter darkness. It all started shortly before the late king embarked on that foolish war of his. During his military preparations, he imposed all sorts of unbearable taxes on most of his realms, including Greenwich. These new taxes saw the peasants stripped clean of everything they had. This alone was enough to cause massive unrest, while the king's tax collectors and sheriffs only added fuel to the fire. Full-scale uprisings soon broke out. It was not that bad at first, but after the king left for the war, taking most of the knights and soldiers with him, there was no one to keep the raging bastards in check. And then some Duncan person appeared from among them who formed almost a full-fledged army from the bandits. That scoundrel calls himself the Prince of Thieves and is not afraid to openly threaten the surrounding castles and cities, demanding money for protection from bandits, from themselves, that is. And that's not the worst part. The people of this Duncan share a part of the loot with the peasants, who are dissatisfied with the authorities and in exchange are ready to supply and cover them. My people have already raided them several times, but the best they could catch was a couple of small fry, and at worst, like it was a month ago, my own soldiers were ambushed and had to run for their lives. Some filthy peasants make us live in fear on our own land boggles my mind. Can't someone just deal with him? In his heyday, my father would have crushed them like insects, but time has taken a toll not only on his body, but also on his mind. These days, he's only concerned with hunting and drinking wine. And what about the sheriff? Why don't you ask him for help? Seriously, do you think that we're all complete dolts here? That is the first thing I did. And nothing. The sheriff has been catching this Duncan for 2 months now, but to no avail. And I have a strange feeling that he's not trying too hard, since the sheriff prefers to conduct his quote-unquote search for the bandits without leaving his own estate. Let's be honest, from your story, I gather that you and the young prince need the help of my father's people. All this to say that you need my men to fight your war. You can waste as much time as you want trying to meet with the old count, but I'll tell you right away, there's no point, because I make all the calls. And I am willing to help you, but only if you help me. Bringing the rightful king to the throne is, of course, an important matter, but as long as my own lands are ravaged by bandits, I absolutely do not give a damn about any problems of the crown. And what do you suggest? It's almost as if we're reliving the Dark Ages here. Help me deal with the bandits, and I'll guarantee you my full support in your future endeavors. My men and my father's vassals will fight under your banner. I don't seem to have that much of a choice, do I? Hey, where is your enthusiasm? Any of the local knights would have been delighted with the opportunity of running an errand for me. Consider it an honor. I will try. Since we're practically under siege here, I suggest you start by clearing the surrounding areas of the bandits. Once Greenwich is safe, we'll talk about dealing with the sheriff. Alright, so I'm actually wondering, do I have enough time to do this before doing the Sword of Justice? I'm thinking probably not. So I think I have to go to Lindisfarne right away. I think that's probably what I have to do. I'm super worried about this because if I mess up, and this is a big deal here, if I mess up now, then we're done. And I will not be able to do the, becoming a king route. It's very difficult to get it. So, there's that. By the way, these things are not actually damaged. This is a bug, just so you know, alright? This is a bug, as far as I can tell, at least, because I have repaired them. And that icon stays on them, so it's just a small visual bug there. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to go to Lindisfarne straight away. Alright, so obviously, here's the thing. What we're going to do is we are going to be ambushed. Okay. Well, our virtue is not going to be enough for us to get the Sword of Justice, unfortunately. But we do get to speak to the abbot, and as you can see, he does not do that. I'm actually unsure how you're supposed to do that, to be honest, because from a virtue standpoint, I did actually have 90, I think. I had 90 virtue before killing Desroches. But then you kill Desroches, and then, well, then your virtue just takes a huge nosedive. So I'm not entirely sure. I think there are a couple of ways that you can do it, to be honest. But yeah, it's a little bit issues. Yeah, it's a little bit of issues right there. Anyway, here we go. So Count Canterbury is indeed here. I do know who he is. There we go. Okay, so basically, I have to be a bit careful here because I cannot agree to his deal, okay? Because he's going to give us a deal. He's going to say, I'll give you 5,000 florins or, you know, whatever, to join me right away. And I'll say, sure, by mistake, of course, because I'm obviously not going to do that this time around. We have done this before, though. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, I did come prepared, actually, because here's the funny thing, my, refuse. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. My stats are not very good right now. So we are in a little bit of a bother. We almost paid 3,000, 3,000, not 5,000. Okay, yeah, so... Okay, right. So, yeah, anyway. We're going to now fight Roger. So, we're going to fight Roger. Now, I did level up my melee weapons, but unfortunately, a lot of my other stats, because I was thrown in jail, obviously, as you might expect, I was thrown in jail after the French attacked the English encampment, and then the Earl sent someone to break me out, and, you know, so on. So, basically... in that time, we lost a load of stats, and I'm not very pleased with how that is. So we're gonna have to... Ooh, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to train that up super, super hard as time goes on. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna go for the body right now, mainly because it just has a slightly easier... oh, never mind. He died instantly. Okay, that was a nice critical right there. Okay, wonderful. Can we do something here as well? Yeah. By the way, the Burgundian polehammer, absolutely fantastic weapon. Wonderful, wonderful weapon. So incredibly strong, by the way, that I was even able to defeat Ruffin with it. Yes, I know. I probably should have recorded it so that I could actually prove that that happened, but basically what happened was I was able to survive long enough against Ruffin to be able to reduce his stamina to an extremely low number, and then I was literally just hitting him in the face and stunning him every single time I did that, and I just stun-locked him until I won the duel. That's basically what happened there. So anyway, we're going to be fighting against Roger now. This guy is not going to have any idea what is about to befall him, so I'm just going to attack the crossbowman because I... don't really want to get shot in the face. Oh no, he's just spamming the... Oh no. Oh dear. Yes. He's just spamming shield bash. Oh, this is bad news bears right here. Alright, gonna take some strong ale real fast, just in case. This is real bad news, actually. Okay. Okay, that guy's dead. Do they keep coming? Oh, no. Okay, well, this guy doesn't have a crossbow, right? No, he doesn't have a crossbow, so I don't need to really worry about that too much. Oh, wow. Are they serious with this? This is crazy. Alright, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm just going to take some more strong ale, I suppose. Just going to restore myself somewhat. I can kill Roger instantaneously, by the way, if I literally just get a little bit of a... you know... a little bit of a chance, just a little bit of a chance here and there. As you can see right there, there's him. He's stunned, and this is exactly what I can literally do. I can just stun him over and over again. Look at him. He's stunned again. Instantaneous stun right there. And I can just continue hitting him over and over, and he can't really do anything. And I can stun him maybe again. No, we didn't get lucky that time, but that's okay, because he really can't do anything. Unfortunately, I am taking some damage. I am actually taking some damage, which is really, really funny. Okay, there we go. There we go. No, we're fine. We're fine. Hit him, and there you go. He's done. He's done. And hopefully I don't have to fight this guy. No. Okay, I am actually going to fight on. Just because I don't want to run away from this guy. Because he probably doesn't have anything that can really do anything against us, especially considering my stamina is now maxed out. I also want to try to get my fatigue restored a little bit here, because if I restore my fatigue beforehand, I don't have to do as much resting when we get back to the camp. I think I can probably kill this guy in one hit, maybe two, I don't know, we'll see. Yep, nope, he's stunned though. As you can see, this is exactly the power of the Burgundian polehammer, and there you go, he's dead. So, super nice and simple. With all of Canterbury's men dead, the battle comes to an end. Among the fallen you see Roger with a hideous gaping wound all across the face and his mouth forever shut. Alright, yeah, we're going to loot the bodies for sure. Thank you very much. This is a really, really nice helmet. I think I might use it. Doesn't give me any neck cover though. But I can use it in crafting, as you can see. So it may very well be something that we want to go for. The Dragon Pendant passively recovers 1 stamina every turn. That's pretty cool. And we have a Knight's Warhammer here. Obviously, the Knight's Warhammer is a pretty nice weapon. But I'm obviously not going to use it, probably. But we are going to take everything else. Thank you. Wiping the blood off your blade, you get ready to head back. But before you can do it, you're surrounded by a small crowd of peasants and monks who thank you for saving them from being robbed, if not worse. As a reward, they offer you a handful of florins that they pile up right there from their own pockets. Yeah. Yeah, see now, here's the thing. We need a... this is another one of the things, another one of the stipulations that is a bit of a problem. We need low virtue to do something later on with Alyssa's storyline. So I'm going to refuse for now. That's going to increase my virtue a little bit. I don't know how much they would have given me. But yes, anyway, they're going to be really, really upset that the Sword of Justice was not recovered. But I can't do anything about that, you know? I can't do anything about that, so we're just going to have to do what we can here. And I need to kill these bandits. As you can see, my fatigue is actually perfectly fine because I did so much respite before we ended that. And we're going to be going immediately to do this, just straight up. Just go straight here. We shouldn't have any problems whatsoever with these guys. Should probably be able to kill them instantaneously. And there we go. Kill that guy. No, well, not kill him, but almost kill him. And we should be absolutely fine. No problems whatsoever there. And we got another stun on this guy too, so that's wonderful. And he's dead. There you go. Nice and simple. Now, the thing is, I don't really... I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I really want to spend a huge amount of time in the camp. Because if I spend time in the camp, we may run out of time to do this quest. I'm not sure. I'm kind of paranoid, you see. I'm kind of paranoid about it. But we do have a lot of healing herbs right here, so maybe it would be a good idea to go into the crafting menu, just make a couple of medicines, I suppose. And then we could obviously just use that on ourselves if we wanted to. But let's actually see what I can craft here. So I can craft this. Is this actually any good? This looks to be exactly the same. Is this exactly the same as what I have? Because this gives me neck cover 50, head armor 28. Let me have a look. Oh, no, this is... no, this is actually a lot better, I think, in terms of head cover at the very least, you know? I think that's pretty cool. I think that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's do that. But I am gonna obviously do a little bit of a swapping out here because I do want to try to repair some things. There we go. Repair all that stuff. Thank you. Wonderful. And then we can craft this. There we are. And we'll wear that. This is the new one with 100 head cover instead of 84. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. And then we obviously have this if we want to use that instead. But no, I think we're just going to continue using what we have here. I think that seems pretty nice. Okay, so we have 6,000 in cash. Let me just... I want to use something first. I want to use this medicine. I have to be a little bit careful with this, you see, because I don't really want to run into a battle that is going to kill me, you know? I don't really want to do that. So yeah, we're just going to sell everything that we can here. I like the Dragon Pendant. I think the Dragon Pendant is actually pretty cool. Endurance 5 and passively recovers 1 stamina every turn. I mean, yeah, 1 stamina is not exactly amazing, but it is going to add up over time. However, I am going to sell it. Going to sell the tarot card for death. Are we? Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll keep it, just in case. Maybe it's actually going to be somewhat useful. Just in case, maybe there's like, you know, a situation where we're, you know, almost certainly going to die, and I can just equip that at the last moment, and then it's going to, well, save us. It's going to save our lives. So that might be kind of fun, right? Okay, so yeah, apart from that, we can just literally go into the next one. And I don't really have to worry about my fatigue or anything like that. We can kill this guy instantaneously, or should be able to. He's concussed as well. His coordination has been reduced so dramatically right there. Kill him like that. And then we can kill this one as well. There you go. Look at the amount of damage we can do with this. And it also reduces their fatigue. It inflicts so many more injuries than you might think. It's really a fantastic weapon. Much better than the glaive, I have to say. Much better than the glaive, although the glaive does have the added benefit of being able to get around shields. And that's obviously a really, that's a pretty big deal, right? You know, it's a pretty big deal to get around shields. As you can see, the shield just stopped me from doing any damage here, so that's kind of annoying, but we can destroy shields, you know, we can destroy shields, and that's exactly what we did just now, so we don't really need to worry about it too much. And as you can see, he is now stunned. Just going to do a little bit of respite here. Just going to get some of my fatigue back, and then we can just finish him off nice and easy. There we go. Not too bad. And we're getting some virtue from this as well, which is quite funny, even though that's, as I say, not exactly what you want, because you do want to be lower than 70. You need lower than 70 virtue to be able to do something for Alyssa. So, yeah, I have 60, right? So it's pretty close, you know, that is actually pretty close. Not exactly great. Okay, so we've done that, and now we can go back to Greenwich. Let me actually just take a quick look. Yeah, no, we're doing fine. I need to go and sell, actually, first, so let's just do that. Sell this, this, and this. This and this, that's fine. There isn't anything else, I don't think. No. Alright, let's do it then. Well, hello. Welcome back, Mr. Hero. You've become quite the talk of the town here in Greenwich lately. Everyone and their mother are talking about your victories over the bandits. I have no clue how you're pulling all of this off, but the truth remains, I no longer feel as though my house is constantly under siege, for the first time in quite a while. And it's a magnificent feeling. And there we go, we've improved our relationship with her by 20. I thank you for such high praise, milady. You put any task before me, and I will get it done. I love your approach. If you continue to impress me this way, I'll have to seriously consider the idea of rewarding you with something more than gold. And we got some experience. What's our next move? Now that we've done the sheriff's job for him, it's time we took care of the man himself. We need to expose his shady affairs. If the bastard really helps the bandits, then there's no choice but to eliminate him. But how can we know for sure if he's involved? Ah, relax. Your job is to swing a sword. I'll do the thinking for both of us. I already have a plan. The bare mention of the word plan makes your eye twitch as Northampton and Prince Edward's sly, grinning faces appear in your head. You will go to his estate disguised as a tax collector and conduct a small audit of his assets. If he is really working with bandits, then he has to be paid more than a handful of florins. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're obviously going to try to convince this guy that we are a tax collector of some kind. And indeed, because we have an incredible amount of prestige, we should be able to get through, as you can see right there, very nice and easy. And now we are going to be in this room. So now this is where I always mess up, and this is where I never actually know what to search. Because there's a limited amount of time, and you can only search a certain amount of things. So let me say a huge embroidered carpet, a luxury, only a barbarian will walk on that. It may have been unrolled for show. Yes. Okay, there we go. We actually found that. Okay, that's good. There's something in the chest. What's here? I don't know what that is. Maybe the chest. Locked with a key. Okay, that's locked with a key. I wonder whether we can find the key. All sorts of rubbish along with a metal key. Okay, we can open the key. Yeah, you carefully examine the contents of the chest. For the most part, these are all kinds of clobber. Almost all of fabrics that feel expensive to the touch. The upper layers turn out to be not very interesting. Okay, yeah, well, traces of blood. Yeah, so we are getting some evidence right here. What's this? Half a dozen bottles. High quality. Uh-huh, yep. Yep, okay, we're getting more. Okay, oh, we're doing okay. We're actually doing pretty well right now. Okay, so let me just see. What else do we have available here? What about this sword? Yes. He can well afford it. No. Oh, no. See? Yep. That's what always happens. That's what always happens to me. Yes. Okay. Despite only being able to explore one room, you managed to see quite a lot. Strangely enough, the Countess doesn't seem all that surprised. Oh, okay. Did I actually do a good job? Oh, I apparently did a good job this time. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. Whew. I was a bit worried about that for a real quick second. This unties our hands. It's about time we got rid of him. How exactly are you planning to do that? I was under the impression that between the two of us, you would be the one in charge of any application of force. It's not me who has just returned from war, is it? Alright, if it's my call, then here's what we're gonna do. Did you honestly think that I would allow you to call the shots? I've already set everything up. I sent a letter to the sheriff yesterday on your behalf. In the letter, you declare him a traitor to the crown and challenge him to a duel. You also admit that you're sleeping with his wife. What? What's wrong? Time is of the essence, I've already told you. I didn't see the point of dragging this out. Honestly, I think you should be thanking me. I'm literally doing all the work while you can't even perform a basic task. Alright, so an honorable duel. So what we're going to do is we are going to say that we are obedient, obviously, because we want to try to increase our relation with her as best as we can. And here is the sheriff's reply. He hates us now, so this is going to be interesting. I haven't actually done that yet. Wait a minute. Let's go and speak to Joffrey real quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, so axes or spears, for example, would not be allowed, and the duel should be conducted with swords, and it's forbidden to use any of these things. Yeah, that's obviously absolutely fine. Okay. Yeah, they can receive first aid and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah, so that's obviously fine. So let's see. Can I take all of this stuff? I can? Oh, that is hilarious. Wow, okay, that's really quite fantastic. There's the vengeful hand, by the way. Very funny. Alright, so we could just take all of this. And yeah, well, I am obviously going to be using the reverse edge falchion, I suppose. Should I? Should I use the reverse edge falchion? I think that sounds pretty cool. So let's equip that instead of our Burgundian polehammer. What does this guy have? Lowers fatigue and increases virtue if successful. No, I don't really need that. Okay, yeah, well, that's absolutely fine. And I am very ready. Let's do this. Swords. The first stage of the duel will be held with the weapons of your choosing. Okay, I'm ready to duel. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I am a bit worried about this, actually. Mostly because I think he probably has a much greater chance to defeat us than I have to defeat him. But let's see. Who knows? Who knows, right? What? That was a critical. All right. That is hilarious. The sheriff falls to the ground from your blow and does not get up. His weapons and armor become your rightful reward. And there we go. Okay, so he literally just... Wow, okay. That was... surprisingly quick. Okay. There we are. Stepping over the body, which the servants have not yet managed to pull aside, Alyssa goes straight to you. That was an amazing strike. It seems that Greenwich will need a new sheriff. The old one's looking like he's got some serious health issues. You think so? Oh, I am more than sure. Frankly speaking, you had me a bit worried at the beginning, but luckily everything turned out well. To say that I'm very impressed would be putting it mildly, and truthfully it's not your skill with the sword that impressed me the most, but rather something else. What might that be? Your courage and determination, as well as your skull ring, because that made it possible to kill that guy instantly. Yes. No matter what I ask of you, you risk your life again and again without hesitation. The absence of hesitation, of course, can also be attributed to the side effects of regularly wearing a heavy helmet and receiving blows to the head. But I don't think that is your case, at least not entirely. Alyssa gestures you to shut up. No need to explain anything, you'll spoil the moment. As you wish. Well now, the job's done, so we can allow ourselves to have some rest. I happen to know a couple of rather scenic spots near the castle. How about we take a horse ride there and back, with a little picnic in between? 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even imagine being able to leave Greenwich without an escort of a dozen soldiers, but looks like the times are changing. So what do you say? Shall we go out on a little promenade? Yes. Well, we are, of course, going to do that, so we get increased relation with her. Tired from the walk, you stop for a picnic in a picturesque grove. A laid-back atmosphere and a couple of bottles of good wine quickly do their job. Soon, you both completely forget about the bandits, Duncan, and the fate of the kingdom. Alyssa laughs loudly at your jokes and with genuine interest bombards you with questions about your adventure in France. She wants to know everything, the battles you've lived through, the people you've met, and the girls you've made promises to. Enjoying each other's company, you don't notice how time flies. But the sun starts to set and you have to turn back. After taking the Countess back to Greenwich, you say your goodbyes, agreeing to meet the morning after to talk business. And our relationship has improved once again. Okay, how are we doing with her? We're only at 55? We are only at 55? What? How are we only at 55? I'm actually really surprised. I would have expected to be a lot higher by now, but apparently not. Wow, I am really, really shocked, actually. All right. Well, I guess that... There it is. Okay. That's fine, I guess. All right. So, yeah, we are just going to get rid of everything else. I quite like this. What is this, actually, by the way? What is this thing? Is it an axe, or is it a sword, or what is this thing? It's a war pick. I know it's a war pick, but what is it? What is it counted as? Guess that's the question. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna sheath it. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so we now have 9,200. Pretty good, not too bad. We have a talent point to spend. I actually have no idea what to spend it in, to be honest. I'm thinking we're probably going to spend it in Good Manager because, well, we're most likely going to have a squad at some point, so might as well do that now. And there we have it. Alright, so that is going to be it for this episode. I would love to be able to play more because I love this game, as I've said, but, you know, sometimes it's a good place to end, right? Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.